All right, welcome back. There's a big debate going on right now about whether everyone should be back in the office post-COVID, or if we should even employ some sort of hybrid system to accommodate a changing workforce. Now, the effects are felt throughout the economy, from small businesses based in some of these large buildings in the cities, those little stores, right, that used to live off of the folks in the building, to the owners of the commercial real estate that is still not back to full normalcy with a full occupancy. Women have been a big proponent of the new hybrid system, as it allows them to work around some of the schedules that would have typically kept them out of the office. This is coming through in the numbers. Interesting. Women between the ages of 25 to 54 have seen their labor force participation rate reach a historic high of nearly 78%. And to give you a little reference on that number, the overall participation rate in May came in at 62.6%. So there you have it. And we thought this was an excellent subject to discuss with our next guest. Please welcome to the show, working mother, Rebecca Walser. Rebecca, you're the perfect person to have this talk with. I'll tell you what, I'll lead it off and then you can beat me up over the head with it. But I think that there was a lot I learned from being in the office 24/7 from the older guys when I first started. Just being around them, being there, the water tank, whatever. And I think we missed some of that, even if we do hybrid. What do you think?
No, I cannot argue against that. You are 100% right. I mean, the collaboration that happens at the water cooler and in the social settings, eating in the cafe. I mean, absolutely. When you're in the office, you're going to collaborate more. You're going to have a more sense of a team, and you're going to have happier workers. However, that being said, Scott, I 100% agree with you. But I can just say, as an employer that's been filling positions post-coronavirus, through coronavirus, this has been the hardest 4 years of hiring that I have ever experienced ever in my professional life on a hiring basis. I'm not saying that it's as hard to get a job. There's a lot of job openings. And that's the problem, because these workers, especially women, so women are participating in the labor over 10% greater than the general population. So what that tells us right away is, okay, we know that they came down greatly. They were the lowest during Corona. Now they've come back basically to the largest participation in the workforce ever. And that includes during the World War II, where they were working in the factories producing all the guns and the machinery. So this is the largest ever. And it just lets us know that women still do need some kind of schedule flexibility in order to really be back out there and contributing full force like we need them to. We need women in the workforce. I personally think women should run the world. No offense to the male species, but gender, I just feel like women, we can, if we have brains and we have the empathy, we're just going to outperform a male. That's my personal opinion. Given the same level of competency. Obviously, I'm not trying to say everyone is competent, but honestly, Scott, this is the problem, because now you have workers that are requiring some kind of hybrid schedule. We haven't even tried to tell anyone we'd go back to 5 days, because we know we would lose probably 70% of our workforce, because they can get a job that is a hybrid schedule. So that's the problem, is you can't go against the grain if your competition is offering hybrid, and most firms are offering some kind of hybrid schedule.
So I was going to ask you about the question, but you said 3 to 4 years. It's been a really difficult time. What's the most difficult thing that you've had to kind of, is it the remote work, or you can't find qualified people, or they want outrageous salaries? I mean, where do you stand? I mean, you've got a big practice. Everybody can go to Walser Wealth Management and take a look at it. You've got a great website. You've got a lot of people that work for you, and it's, you do everything, I guess, from accounting to money management and the likes. But is it hard to find quality people that have their head on straight and don't want to ask for the world as far as money? Where do we fall down on this?
Yeah, we have a massive competency shortage for sure, and in finance, because obviously this is a specialized business, and men run this business, and it's very, very, very rare to find women in general, and certainly competent women at the very top levels are very, very, very rare. So I've always had a struggle finding women in the financial world. So this is encouraging to see that they're going back with a hybrid schedule, and that maybe opens up some more flexibility. But honestly, Scott, the hardest thing in this business is people that understand truly the business and understand that it's not just managing money, but it's well beyond that. We don't do accounting, we do tax strategy. So we're doing the actual strategy part of it, but we're actually doing CPA work. We're not doing that at all. That's too much. We're a wealth manager and a planner, a financial planning firm through and through. And I would just think that it's a lot of people think now post-corona that they don't have to be at the top of their game. They kind of have an edge over the employer right now coming in, because they have all of the cards. And so it has been very difficult. Thank God we got a really great recruiter and we were able to expand our team as needed because otherwise it wasn't going to happen.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'll just make a prediction, and you can debunk it. But I think that, when I was young and the competition was hot, heavy, you did everything you could to get ahead, right? And a lot of times, if you had 20 days off, you only took 10 of them, right? You just didn't want. I think it's slowly but surely you'll find people start to come back to the office more and more and more because I think they think it'll be good for them.
Well, it could be. I mean, I came up with the consulting world, PwC, international. That's a crazy hard life. Oh, yeah, it's a crazy hard life. A lot of hours, that road.
Sure.
And so, I think you're right. I think that we are at the other end of the spectrum and the pendulum will swing back, Scott. When you and I were coming up, we had to prove ourselves. We had to, do whatever. If we had to get the coffee, we had to get the coffee. Right. But you know what? That's the beginning of, that's the prodigy kind of stage. And as you're learning and that we just got to get back to that. The pendulum's going to swing back. People got to get back into the office.
All right.
I know.
It's awesome stuff. You're the perfect person to have the conversation with. You do a fantastic job. We love you here. Thank you.